Okay, so Trails in the Sky, fantastic game. Really enjoyed it. I wasn't sure at the start when I started playing it first. It's extremely story heavy. Even if you're starting it off, it's like I'd say a lot of people just turn it off because there's so much talking at the start before you actually do anything, and then all you do is you just walk to a village and then there's more talking, so you're like 15 at least 10 minutes before you actually do anything. So it's one of those sort of games, but it does get really enjoyable, and the story is sort of maybe the best part about the game, because the recent RPGs I've played, like a lot of them, they've been fairly story heavy but not too story heavy, and I've kind of got the opportunity to kind of do a lot in them, but this one, Tales of the World, is kind of refreshing as well. It's nice to have the old story as well to go with it, because that's why we play RPGs, it's for the story, really, although maybe the turn-based action as well. So you take control of the main two characters, Estelle, who seems to be slightly older than Joshua, and she's living with her father, and then her father takes Joshua as a baby home. He finds him somewhere and just brings him home, and then they become sort of brother and sister, kind of have that sort of relationship throughout the game, which is it's just really good, and they're very well developed. Estelle she's a specific type of character, and Joshua is a specific type of character as well. So you start off and you go to the Bracer Guild, which is just like a hunter thing. Like, I don't know, this sort of mechanic has been used in like so many different games. I really like it. It's where you basically go to a place and they give you a job to do, and you go off and do it, and then you come back and they give you money, which is great. And kind of, you don't have to do a lot of those things. It doesn't really feed into the story that much, but you can if you want, obviously, to get like better equipment and stuff like that, which is always handy in an RPG. So you take control of those two characters. Other characters join your party as well, but they join then leave, and then another one joins and leaves. So it seems to be like every time you go to like a major town or a major area, a character from that area will join you, and then they'll leave after it's finished. Then you go to a new area. So you keep Joshua and Estelle, but you gain a new character every time. Which is a pretty nice mechanic actually. So you're never kind of leveling up the third character that much, because after it happens a couple of times, you realise, I better just give everything to Joshua and Estelle, because the third character isn't going to be like staying with you to the end of the game. Just as regards, because the resources are so like limited, the things that you have to do, the orbital things, where the mechanic in it is basically, instead of magic and stuff, well, you have magic, but you have to get like, I don't want to say sepia, but I can't remember what the name of it is, but like there's like different elemental stuff that you get from monsters, or you get from different things, and then you have to attach it to your slots in your magic items or whatever it is. But it's a bit complicated at the start, but you kind of get the hang of it after a while. I think that's where they intended the replay value to be, is to be getting all those magics and like combining different things to get different magics. So it's a bit overwhelming at the start, but it's not too bad. The story is where Trails in the Sky really sort of excels, and I'm really gutted that there's two other games in the series, but they haven't been released in the EU, which is kind of annoying. There's a second chapter and third chapter, so we only got the first one here. So there's another like story that I haven't experienced yet with Estelle and Joshua, so I look forward to that if there's a fan translation. But yeah, the combat is good. The combat is that sort of kind of half, well, attempted strategy, but it's basically turn-based, where you move the character around the grid, but it's still turn-based. So it's in the familiar turn-based style. Yeah, the music is really good as well. Excellent music. The graphics are strange. They're sort of like isometric, so they're sort of like in between the really old-fashioned, like 2D background with the sprite characters that don't look right, and then you kind of have this like isometric view, where like there's like, you can turn around the camera and stuff, but it's not fully 3D, where like in the 3D games where you can move the camera anywhere. So it's sort of in that kind of I don't know, like Breath of Fire, Grandia sort of style, where it's kind of like the kind of isometric backgrounds. It's kind of strange, but still good though. I really like that kind of aesthetic. I don't really like the 3D aesthetic, like the full 3D. I'd rather like the isometric or the 2D for the RPGs. It does work in some RPGs, the 3D, but in general I find the most enjoyable ones are the sort of those like Golden Sun sort of or a Shining Force. That sort of aesthetic is quite good, but not that the other ones aren't good there. So yeah, Trails in the Sky, totally recommend it. The story is where it really excels. I don't want to spoil the story too much, but it's a really good story, very interesting. So that's my quick thoughts or quick review on Trails of the Sky. If you've played Trails of the Sky or any PSP RPG, let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate you watching till the end. Adios.